It is 11 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started with this update here. Mendenhall flooding is happening again. Came in for day crew came in to relieve the night shift, and they let us know that things were happening and in the river. So we coordinated with the River Forecast Center with our hydrologist, and we got the latest basin gauge data that started filling in. We had to request that, but yeah, looks like everything is going for a second release. This is something we've seen before. It happened last year. A little release happened after the main one. So let's get into it here, just to give you the full information here. So this is the flood warning was issued earlier this morning. It is expecting a crest timing around 8 a.m. to noon tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. The crest height is expected to be about 11 to 12 feet. That is a wider margin of what we would normally do. And that is because of the uncertainty of how much was in the basin when we first sent this out. This is a second release. Not as much is known about these second releases as we do the big ones that usually happen earlier on in the fall. And so there's a little bit more uncertainty. But at this point, River Forecast Center and local senior service hydrologist is expecting a crest height of about it's like 11.6 feet, but the range there, 11 to 12 feet. Once again, around 8 a.m. to noon Tuesday morning. As of the latest update, which give me a second, I can reload. So there we go. So yeah, 7.07 feet is the latest information on the computer here. So yeah, about a little over 7 feet is where we're currently at. This is at 11:02, and it is rising. Moderate flood stage is there at 10 feet. Minor flood stage is 9 feet. The confidence is pretty high that we're not going to get any higher than 12 feet. Or at least if we hit 12 feet, it's not going to be much higher than that because there's just not as much water in the basin as there was during the main event. Here, let's switch over to that. So we're like 200 feet below where we were during the big event. So there's not as much water in there. And you can see there, the gauge, laser gauge there is going down. So there's not as much water as there was last time. We're not thinking we're going to get a big flooding event. So there you go, 11.7. That's the official point data that we had to put in there. But that range of 11 to 12 feet expected Tuesday morning. We'll monitor this. We are working with the River Forecast Center there in Anchorage to see if we need to do any updates, and we'll get those going. If you have any questions, feel free. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll see them here and be able to answer them for you as needed. So this is what we have going on. Let's switch over to a graphic. You may see this on our webpage. Has a lot of the information on it. Weather.gov/Juneau is where you can get a lot of the latest information. So additional details at 9:21. So the latest product or flood statement we sent was around 9:30. We plan on sending another one once we cross over into action stage. So here in about 8 feet, we will send out another update and see how things are going, so that you can expect an update around then once that the river gauge gets that high. So as of 9:21, gauge reports indicated a glacial dam lake outburst across the warned area. Yeah, we're still seeing that. We can see that there on the Mendenhall hydrograph. Yeah, it's going up. Let me see if I can refresh it. There you go. So it's still going up. We're monitoring it very closely. We're getting data, every like 15 minutes, I think. So we spun up pretty quick this morning to try to go into GLOF mode. So there you go. So there's the flood statement there. You can see that on our website. So here we go. A crest between 11 to 12 feet is expected between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Tuesday. I'm reading this right from the flood statement that's on our website. You can find it at weather.gov/Juneau. If you go to our basin monitoring page, there's a big red box right at the top, and you can click on the flood warning there, and that will take you to the latest statement. So that's going on. Water levels will go above minor flood stage between 6 p.m. Monday and midnight Tuesday. So later this evening, expecting it to go that minor flood stage, moderate flood stage between midnight and 4 a.m. And so the next stage of impacts we are expected. So if we're at a little over 7 foot, the next one is at 7.7 feet. Nugget Falls Trail begins to flood near the beginning of the trail. Along the Mendenhall River, some sections will experience bank erosion resulting in dangerous tree fall. These conditions could make floating the river more hazardous with the high water level. So that's expected here. And about 3/4 of a foot is when we've seen those impacts in the past. Just checking to make sure there's no questions. That happened last time. We were seeing trees in the water. When we had the last release about a month or so ago, and so we could certainly see that again. Hold on, just
Hi.
Any update?
We can hear you just fine. We can't comment.
Can't comment. I'm sorry, folks.
That chat is not available for us on the other side.
I'm sorry, folks. We're trying something new, so we will try to get this working next time. Is there a way to? All messages are visible. There we go.
PTO was able to.
There we go. So, we do have a couple of chat tests there.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Well, we're learning. This is all the learning process. Thanks, Aaron. So I'm separate from the forecast floor. So they might come in, and as you just saw, they might come in and bug me. That's fine. So then after 7.7 feet, when we start to see those impacts there, you can see there. At 9 feet is the next one. Water starts to cover Skaters Cabin Road between Skaters Cabin and West Glacier Trailhead. Also, water will flow into the Mendenhall Lake campground. And then, so on the flood statement, we will update this graphic for the website and our social media pages as we go up. So we'll update this as we go along. But all this information is available on weather.gov/Juneau on the latest flood statement. We list it all on there. So we're what we know, you will know as soon as we can tell you. So, and then at 9.5 feet, water levels will be up to a half a foot. We'll cover Skaters Cabin Road between Skaters Cabin and West Glacier Trailhead. Campsite 7 will be flooded with water starting to flow over the road between campsites 8 and 9 and the Mendenhall campground. So kind of early on, seeing a lot of impacts there at the campground. And then, so the very highest forecast right now, which is 12 foot, that's the range we've given, is the highest impacts we're expecting is significant bank erosion along unreinforced river banks. The low section of road past 9374 View Drive will be flooded with up to half a foot of water. Some houses on the south side and east side of View Drive will start to flood. Water begins to flood some backyards of homes on the north side of View Drive, as well as other low-lying areas. Back Loop Road Bridge will be closed during outburst events. So that's the worst case scenario as of now. As we continue to move forward with this, we will work with the River Forecast Center to try to get the latest forecast updates as we can. We are watching this. So if the forecast line and the actual measured line starts to deviate, we'll give the River Forecast Center a call and we'll make those adjustments as we go forward. So it's about 11:09 right now. Not seeing any comments. So we'll go ahead and sign off for now. Once again, latest basin info is at weather.gov/Juneau. That's where you can get the latest. We are updating the monitoring page more often than we will be doing these videos. So feel free to go there. And thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. And once again, weather.gov/Juno is the website where you can get the latest information.